Hi, it's Jess here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today. So today I've got a fun fold card for you. So I made this card for the Stampin' Dreams blog hop this month, and I've used that beautiful foiled paper which was on clearance, well, the closeout sale, but I think it's sold out now. And yeah, I've just put some lovely little heartfelt sentiments on there, lots of hearts, which were already also on the closeout. And yeah, and this is what I came up with. So I'm going to show you how I made this. I didn't make up how to do this. There are quite a number of people that have made these on YouTube, and so I just watched Dawn Griffiths and to get the measurements, and yeah, and then I decorated it completely different, and we're going to do it completely different this time. So we are going to go for a nice floral one. So I'm going to use the hand penned suite. So it's got some beautiful DSP. It's got this lovely stamp set. It's two-step stamp set, so you can stamp it to make it look sort of watercoloured, as you can see in those examples. And then you've got these lovely dies. So I'll be using both of those in this, and I might chuck in some of the stickers here from this Memories and More pack. I had to get them. They are just adorable. And so we've got these nice stickers with them as well. So there's two different types. You get 2 sheets of each, and they're really nice. So I might use them. I haven't fully decided, to be fair. I've kind of got an idea in my head, and I may or may not do them all. So let's just have a little quick flick through the cards. Let's move the catalogue out of the way so you can actually see what I'm showing you. But of all the Memories and More cards that I have bought, and I generally buy at least 1 pack a catalogue, I think these are the nicest. Lovely soft colour palette, and yeah, really nice. So you get the 3x4 ones, and now that's mucked up how I've put them together, and you get the 6x4 ones. So you can get card blanks as well that these will fit beautifully on, so they're perfect for making cards, but also for scrapbooking and other things. Beautiful piece of card there. I intend to make a little journal using those. So they're two-sided, so I've done these so you can see both sides. So that's a lovely little title there, and they're designed to go in the pockets, sort of scrapbooking, and we do sell those as well. How lovely is that? Do like it. I will be using these in journals as well. I'm probably making a little one to pop them in. Love that. Love it. Where flowers bloom, so does hope. That's nice. That you can colour or leave it black and white. I do like a bit of black and white. Currently loving me weather and me crafting. Nice sort of journaling cards. So these just perfect for your journals. That's perfect for a bit of colouring in, and they do them in different orientation as well. So that's the big ones, and I say you could just slap that on a card, add a greeting, job's a good one. And then we've got these little ones, so you can make some little cards, or again use these. And I say I have mucked up, leave that out the way I was doing it. So that's the other side of that. Gather happy moments. Now that's beautiful for a journal or a scrapbook, isn't it? Yes, that is the other side of that one. Yep, that's lovely. This is the story. That's good for starting off one. Some more black. So there's a few black and white ones. Simple pleasures. I think that's what we're into at the moment. Simple pleasures. Be you. Love that statement. Those are pretty. Anything is possible. It sure is. And yeah, so I just love these little cards. Oh, that's nice, because that's the Well, it's not quite the back of that, but yeah, hey ho. Live life in full bloom. Yep, so some nice plain ones and some nice ones with patterns. And I think the don't know where the other one of that is. It's there. Yeah, I think you can't see them all in the catalogue, which is why I'm going through it. You can always fast forward to when I start crafting, but I think that it was somebody that went through these on a YouTube that made me think, yeah, I'm getting them. And I probably wouldn't have if I've not seen them through, and then I'd have missed out on them because they are lovely. Yeah. I do like the sort of, looks like a hand-penned drawing and then sort of watercoloured. So that's that one. That's the other side of that one. So I don't know where the other side of that one. It's there. It's there. I like them to be organised, so I know which sides I'm using. So that's the cards, and then this is the lovely, lovely paper. I'm using this sheet today, which is gorgeous. So we've got florals on one side and a sort of a plainy colour on the other. So pale papaya, blushing bride, garden green, and mint macaron are these colours. I can't remember the yellow. Is it Daffodil Delight? I've written it down. Daffodil Delight. Yeah, and Highland Heather, and there's a bit of Misty Moonlight in there as well. So gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. I do love them. Bit of cinnamon cider. Gotta love that. And so I've done a project with this, and I'm doing a project with this one, cutting up my DSP. So I'm determined to not be 2 weeks before, well, the last month of the catalogue and not actually have used it. So here we go. I have cut up what we need. So your card base is 8 by 8. You then need, I've gone for pale papaya as my contrasting cardstock. I kind of tried it with the green, thought this was better. So you need 4 squares that are 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. You need 3 squares of your DSP that is 3.5 by 3.5, and that is 3.5 by 3.5 as well, although I think I've done that one wrong, but we'll get there, we'll get there. So the important thing now is to show you how to do the fold of the card, which is a lot easier than you can imagine. There is a little bit more cards that you need, but I'm just going to show you how to sort of, that's sort of to do with the decoration. So I thought I'd just show you how to do this for now. So we are going to score. I'm using the trimmer because it's much easier to use the trimmer for this. So we're going to score at 4 inches. Okay, and then rotate a quarter, take it to the 4, and we're going to score up 4 inches and stop at that score line. Okay, 4 inches up to that score line, just there. And then I'm going to take a blade to the top, and we are going to cut down to that score line. So we're going to stop at the score line. So you've got that. Okay, which is why, as I say, this trimmer works well for that. And then we're going to do some more scoring. I put it away and I forgot. More scoring. So that is the bottom bit. This is the top bit. So we want to score from the middle to the outside diagonally, the one opposite your cut. So I'm putting the ends on the track there, and we're going to score diagonally across there. Do the same here. I start my scoring not on the edge. There we go. So that is it. This is now the scoring done. So then we're just going to fold and burnish our score lines. These coming this way. There we go. So basically what happens is that goes over there like that, and that's how it stands up. So that's how you get your pattern. So I'll leave that there for a sec so you can see that is basically what you're doing, and that sits like that. So now we need to cut the layers to go on top. So I gave you the sizes for the layers. So basically we've got one of these. Oh, I didn't cut that one wrong, I'd forgotten. But so this one's 3.5 by 3.5. That's the one there for writing on. Forgotten about that. So that's going to go on there. We've got 3 bits of this, so one's going on the bottom there like that, and so these 2 are what going on the top. So obviously they need cutting in half. So 2 of your cardstocks and 2 of your DSPs are cut diagonally in half. So put your points at the top and the bottom of our runner and start cutting, not on the edge, because it's a point, it will like push it as opposed to cut it. So that's today's tip. Sometimes what I do actually in these situations is stick it on there, and then that holds it better in place, but it doesn't quite always cut to the end. So with these I am going to reverse them. I didn't on the other, but I'm going to put the outside edge that way and the inside edge this way. So I'm kind of looking at which has got the best design for what's going to go on the inside, and we're going to do that. So I want that one on the inside. So that's going to go on one of these on the inside, and then we're going to turn that round and have it plain on the outside. I might even put this one as plain, to be fair. So this is it. This is when it comes to the fun bit of decorating and you get to decide what you want. The other one was no problem. It was a sort of plainish pattern, and it sort of lent itself to all being the same. There we go. So this one, it all being the same, sort of worked really, really well. But I wanted to give you some sort of ideas about doing it differently. So that is basically what we're doing there. I'm going to be stamping on that, so I'm not going to stick that one down. This is going to have the easel sitting on top, which is why I think I'm not going to do that, the pattern side up. I'm going to stick these down and then make a decision about that bottom one. And because this was cut the other way, I just want to go around the edges of this to flatten them down. before we stick them down. So I'm going to get those stuck down. So that's it all stuck down, and you can see that when that goes over like that, that is what it's going to look like. Okay, and what you've got to do before you stick the tops on these is put a magnet on. So you're going to have a magnet on each of these corners here, and then they're going to lock together there. You could put it on those two corners, to be fair, and that would lock them together, but we're going to put them there. So on this one, I think I put them a little bit too close to the outside. So I'm going to go in a little bit more on them. So I'm looking for my magnets, which I thought were right next to me. And they are. So these are my neodymium magnets. These are 1mm by 8mm, and they're strong. I can't remember how strong they are, but they're strong. So I'm going to use those. I buy these in like packs of 50. I think next time I'm going to get 100, because you can buy them in different size packaging. And actually I use them a lot, so I think I might get 100 next time. Right, and then what we're going to do is put a glue dot on the back, and then pick it up. I'm going to put it in about an inch. This is all going to get covered with cardstock and DSP, so it is fine. Then we're going to take the other magnet and we're just going to stick it to the underside. Because they are strong, it will just attract it. And then we put our glue dot underneath on that magnet. We close our card and we push down. And then that sticks our magnet there, and then we can just give it a big push to hold it in place. So that's them held in place, and then we can take our cardstock mat and stick it down on top. And because I've put it that far in, this will now glue down around the outside, whereas before I wasn't giving myself enough room to glue it down. So just putting that around, and because they're only 1mm thick, you hardly notice them at all. Okay, now that's going to have that stuck down, but I'm probably going to stamp on it, and I am deciding about that. So that will close over and it will hold it in place. Now, I quite like that, the way it ties in the outside, but that's quite nice as well. That's a really nice look. But before I decide, I'm going to cut my easel. So for this one, I use this beautiful heart-shaped die to create it, but I'm not going to use the heart now. I'm going to use some circles. So to make my easel, I'm going to use the layering circle dies, and then as I was going through my dies to get my layering circles, I remembered, or came across, the Encircled in Beauty dies. Now these are gorgeous. There's the other side there. So I thought I could use these as well. It's quite big, so, but I think I would get away with it on there. I was just let's take that out of the way so we can see. So it will just fit in this mat here. So it would cover most of that floral, which was why I was thinking that it might be better that way on. If it's in fact going to virtually be covered up, it might look better to just have that bit peeping out. But they were thoughts that I had. What I might do was my original idea, which was to have a circle like that on the bottom, and then have my easel made out of the biggest plain circle, and then I might add one of these to it, as opposed to having the big one on the bottom. I'm going to experiment. That's what I'm going to do. Just thought that might be quite pretty to stick on the outside of that one. We'll see. So, how do we cut the easel? You may know this. I do not want to teach Granny to suck eggs, but some people might not know. So, that is what the easel's going to be cut out. The biggest of our circle dies, which is basically 3 inches in diameter. So, we need a piece of cardstock that's basically, we'll cut it 3.5 by 6 so that we know we've got a bit of wiggle room. So the idea is that you lay your die on, but you have it hanging over a little bit like that, so it's not cutting through the top, so it will then have something to hinge on. Okay, so that is how we're doing that. And then we want to do another score line, and we want the score, I'm going to score at 4 3/8, which you might think is a bit odd, but that was the measurement that that was used on the video that I watched. So I stuck with it rather than thinking, is that right or not? So I'm going to get my little mini die cutter machine so you can see. So here's my little mini cut and emboss. So I'm going to stick that on there, and you can see there where it's over the top. So I'm going to put it on there. I knew that was going to happen. Oh dear. I'll give that a little bit of a burnish. Stick that on there. Might put a little bit of washi on. Hold it down. Stick that on top before it falls off. There we go. Still hanging over. There we go. So it's going through 2 layers of cardstock. I could hear a crack, so I think it's done it. We will bring it back just to doubly check. There we go. Yeah, it's all gone through there. And there we have ourselves, and it's held together there. So that, let's move this out. That get stuck down on the bottom, got a place there to put a message, and now we need to cut another circle that sticks on there and forms our easel. So this is what I've been cutting out. So I decided to go for these two layered up together as the bit that leans on the easel. Little name thing. This cuts out that circle, so I thought I would put a bit of DSP, and I chose a bit of DSP that had a nice sort of flower centered in there, and I thought that would look quite pretty. I'm going to stick that on there, and I cut a big one of those, which I thought would look nice. I thought it would frame it, it would make it look a little bit extra special. And stick that on there like that. Those were my thoughts. So then my thoughts went to the outside, and I came up with two ideas for these flaps. I don't think that's going to stay up. Yeah, it is just about. So one of them was to cut out that die there and the background. Then they could layer up like that, and I could stick those on the side. Don't know if you can quite see that. So that was one thought. The other thought was to stamp it, colour it in, and I made a mistake. Well, I didn't make a mistake. I stamped it in garden green, but I didn't think it went right, so I redid it. So, and stick that on the side, and I think that's what I prefer, is that one. So what I'm going to do is do some stamping and show you how I did that. Move that over there. So I have mounted my stamps, got my inks, and I say I am copying the DSP. And as if by magic, we're here. So I've got my stamp mat because it is a photopolymer stamp set. So we're stamping that one, and we're using the fillers to fill it in, and I've got them all mounted ready. So I'm going to use Memento, could you stays on, whatever black ink you've got. I've gone for black because there's black in the DSP. Otherwise I would have probably gone for something lighter. But as I say, I'm just following the DSP. There we go. So I'm going to stamp that on there. Ooh, lovely. And then we're going to fill it in. So I'm going to follow exactly the same, so it kind of matches. So I'm going to use pale papaya. I'm going to get a scrap bit here to stamp off. So, because I don't want the full strength, so stamp off and then stamp that over there, like so. And then I did that flower there in pale papaya as well, like so. And then I want to, that's all the pale papaya done. So then I want Blushing Bright, do the other big flower. So we just need to wash off that one. There we go. Done with that anyway. So a little bit of Blushing Bright, stamp it off and stamp it on like so. And then we've got these twins. They're not quite twins, but I'm going to use those for, so this is Daffodil Delight, which I think is the other colour. So we're going to put one up there, and then I'm just going to do the next generation down there, so it's a little bit lighter. So now it comes to the leaves, and I say it says garden green in the catalogue, but I didn't like the look of garden green, so I kind of did a mixture of evening evergreen, soft succulent, and mint macaron. So there is a variation of colour going on there, so I'm going to completely match it. So I did evening evergreen at the bottom, stamping off that one, and then that one, and then I did soft succulent, stamp that off, and I did that on that one there. And then on the little ones, I did a soft succulent and I did a mint macaron. And then macaron. And I just think this is a lovely way of stamping. My sister would go, it looks like you're a 5-year-old and you can't colour inside the lines, but I don't think so. I think it's a really nice effect. So that's that. That was the colouring that I was going to do. Now I haven't quite finished with the stamping, so what we need is a stopper. So we need a stopper there. So I went back to the dies and I cut out the big flower. Now I cut one out in pale papaya, and I've cut one out in white, because when I came to do the leaves, I decided, I thought, oh, let's cut it out in white and stamp over the top. And I think that's quite a nice effect, and it kind of goes. So I thought I would see what stamping pale papaya over the die cut looks like. If I don't like it, I'll do that one, but I thought we'd have a go and just see what it looks like. And we'll decide later. Answers on a postcard, please. Yes, so that's that done. So I'll just go clear it all away and die cut that out. So you have a die that fits over there to cut that out. So I'll get that all done. So there we are, all cut out, all ready to go on. Now I'm gonna stick that one on that side in such a way that you can't actually see the bits there, because I'm going to do it so it does come over a little bit, but not too much. And I'm sort of mindful of the fact that to close it up, you do that, but it will still fit in an envelope. If I get an envelope out, that will still go in an envelope, so there's no worries about that, and it doesn't matter about it overlapping on the inside a little bit, because that folds up flat. It doesn't fold in half that way, so if you get what I mean. So yeah, we're going to go that way with it. So take the lid off, get this stuck down first. so that's that bit done. Right, so let's get the other things stuck down. That's going to get stuck in the centre there, and that's going to go on top like that. So I'm going to give this a really good burnish, and I'm going to put the glue on this half circle. Hold that in place, and then have that like that, so it sticks down on that top bit. Now we can move it off. I'm doing it this way without sticking this down first, so that if things went wrong, I just have to do this bit again and not start the entire card again. That's worked well, and so the only thing left to do is to decide about the stopper, because this needs something to stop it falling down. So it's either that one or that one, and I am actually think I'm going to go for the solid one. Because I think it sticks, it pops out a little bit better, I think. Get this stuck down first. Right. Put it flat, it'll be easier. We need it facing this way though. That could have been a disaster, darling, couldn't it? So it's quite helpful having that scalloped circle, because you can see where it sort of needs to be. Marvellous. So that's that. So I want something on here to stamp. Okay, so I'm going to stamp that stamp again, and I decided what I was going to use this card for whilst I was looking for the stamps. So I'm going for congratulations on reaching a whole new level of wonderful. So when you open it, yeah, I will put it straight on actually, or I might go diagonal. So if that was in the middle like that, I can stamp this round the edge. I think that's what I might do. I think I'm going to do the sentiment first. So I think this video is going to be seen before the person receives it, but hey ho, they won't know it's for them if they even watch my video. I think we're going to go like that. So stamping the whole stamp, but in different ways. So that's that, and that can get stuck on there like so. I think we'll do it that way. There we go. So I just want something in there, and I want something on the outside. I think a little sentiment would be lovely, and I'm thinking I might heat emboss it in white and put it on the pearl papaya. Okay, so I've decided on Let's Celebrate You, and I'm going to heat emboss it in white onto this scrap here. I think that'll be fine, and then I will fussy cut it out, and then we'll be done. And the little message on the inside I will do afterwards, because they'll know when they see it, and I can't run the risk of them watching the video. Don't want it to be spoilt. So just heat emboss that. And then we'll just cut all these bits off to make handling this a little bit easier. So that's it done. So I'm just going to stick that along there. I'm going to stick it straight down on the card. I'm not going to stick it up. So I want to make sure that it's staying within. But I also want to make sure it's straight, Jez. So that's fine. I've got a bit of glue on the back there that I need to get off. There we go. And that's it. We got there. So that's my card. So that was the original one, done all blingy, and there it is, done a little bit more flowery. So there we have it. I think they both look nice. This could be a wedding card as well, which yeah, and I say I'm going to put something on the inside of that, but not for now. So all the details will be over at nigezza.co.uk. I'll link it down below. I'll link to the original blog hop so you can see everybody else's fun folds. I'll link to everything that I've used in the making of this card down below if you wish to go and shop with me. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you for joining me. Bye.